What's up, fuckers? This is a malt liquor video, obviously, but this is also a breakdown on the laws and the shitty selection we have here in the wonderful state of Florida. So before I get to that, we get to the bull. Remember, this is Hoggie's preferred malt liquor. And you may be wondering why I'm surrounded at this table with a bunch of the same fucking bottles for the most part. Because this is what we have in Florida. There are no 40s available for sale in the state of Florida. And that's why I'm doing this video, because I say it every so often. I drink a lot of quarts, and people ask me, why are there no 40s in Florida? Well, here's the breakdown, fuckers. In Florida, state law says that beer cannot be sold in containers greater than 32 ounces. That is state law, and I don't know how long that's been state law. My guess would be since they repealed prohibition. It's always been like that. As far as I know, or anybody who I know knows, there have never been 40s in Florida. Beer cannot be sold in containers greater than 32 ounces, so all the malt liquor and the swill and even the Bud and Bud Lights and Bud Ices and Highlights and all that shit come in 32 ounce bottles, known as quarts. That's it, guys. That's what we have. We don't know what the fuck 40s are. Although, comically, ironically, stupidly, some motherfuckers still call these things 40s. Especially teenagers. I remember that shit. Hanging out with friends, talking, oh yeah, we were over at my friend's house and we were drinking 40s. I'm like, no you weren't, fucker, you were drinking quarts. But, give some motherfuckers some rap music and they start talking like that. Anyways, now here is what the selection in Florida really comes down to. Matter of fact, oh shit, man. Because aside from state law saying there can't be any 40s, and it goes a little deeper as far as what the state law said and where the state law was changed, but I'll get to that later. But aside from not having 40s, our selection sucks ass. You can get a quart of Schlitz malt liquor. You can get a quart of East Coast Old English, 5.9%. You can get a quart of Billy D's Urine, Colt 45. Or you can get a quart of Mickey's. That's it. That's it. Okay, as far as malt liquor and even high gravity lagers, you want large containers, you want big bottles, you want quarts, that's it. Now, here's where it gets a little interesting. Because in other parts of Florida, the Space Coast area and the Orlando area, quarts of Mickey's Ice are available. We used to have these down here, but the only place I've seen them, and I've been all over South Florida, West Palm Beach, Broward, and Dade County, all the way up to the Treasure Coast. No. Somehow, just like the Space Coast and like Orlando area, they still have Mickey's Ice. And I recently found out from a fellow Floridian, Crisco 3G, what's up, man? I found out from him because he had a quart of Magnum in a video, and I said, you got Magnum in Florida? They still make them? And he said, yeah, but apparently off of like the Central West Coast and a few select oddball locations, Magnum is still available in 40s. But that's it, guys. As far as quarts, you got 4 to choose from and you're done. Now, here's where it gets odd, and this is why I don't understand this. When I was a teenager in the 90s, in the mid-90s, drinking malt liquor on the streets, in the alleys, and in the parks, our selection was so much better. We had the Schlitz Bull, the Old E, the Colt 45, the Mickey's. We had Mickey's Ice. We had Schlitz Ice. The original Schlitz Bull Ice, I should say. The original Bull Ice, before they went to this, universal label, the one that was colorful and funky and looked like the Bull Max, that Bull Ice, which we used to call it crack juice, but that's another story. We had, I think, Old English Ice. We had Silver Thunder. We had King Cobra. We had Magnum. And I'm probably missing one. We had St. Ives. St. Ives and Special Brew. We had all that shit. And for some reason, towards the end of the 90s, early 2000s, they disappeared. Matter of fact, of all those brands I still mentioned, like I said, Mickey's Ice is oddball, kind of like a Central Florida thing. Magnum, I just recently found out that it's still available in some oddball little parts of like the west coast of Florida. King Cobra, I saw in like 2003, I saw a quart of it on South Beach. And then in 2010, in a bad neighborhood off of Vero Beach in Gifford, I saw it in cans next to the Colt 45 High Gravity, which I haven't seen anywhere else either. And that's about it, man. Haven't seen any of those other brands in forever and a day. So I don't know why the selection in Florida is so fucked up, but that's what we're down to. See, let me explain the thing about state law real quick. See, state law used to state that beer could only be sold in containers size 8 ounce, 12 ounce, 16 ounce, and 32 ounce. That was the old Florida law. So 22 ounce bottles, whether it be malt liquor or craft beer, 22, 24 ounce bottles, bombers, 750 milliliters, none of these shits were available prior to 2001. Governor Jeb Bush in 2001 made a change to the law and basically allowed all sizes up to 32 ounces. Coincidentally, it was about 2001, not much long after I had turned 21, my 21st birthday, that I saw a deuce of Old E on the shelves at a gas station for the first time in my life. And of course I bought it, and this bottle has been with me for over 10 years now. Ironically, they sold deuces of Old E for a very short amount of time, haven't seen one since. So for some reason, shit just doesn't, I don't know, shit disappears in Florida. I don't know if it's the Bermuda Triangle of malt liquor, I don't know if it's a wasteland, I don't know what the fuck it is. But this is it, guys, as of right now. These are your choices. And if you want a high gravity lager, you have 8% Steel Reserve, 8% Hurricane High Gravity, and that's it. Only recently, only in the last about 8 months, less than a year, they started selling the Gold Bolt 16 ounce Schlitz High Gravity Lager. But these are hard to find. Hurricane and Steel Reserve are available at a lot of supermarkets though. These guys are available at pretty much any gas station. And that's all we have. The Hurricane High Gravity only in 16 ounce, never seen a different size. The Schlitz VSL only in 16 ounce, never seen a different size. Steel Reserve is available in 24 and 16. And it's funny because we get Hurricane High Gravity Lager. I have never seen regular Hurricane malt liquor anywhere in the state of Florida. Yeah, and it was about the time when they changed the law around that 2000, 2001 when some of these brands started disappearing. Now when I turned 21, I started buying 6-packs at the supermarket and stopped drinking so much malt liquor, so I wasn't really paying attention when the brands started disappearing, but disappear they did. And it comes down to the good old days. Check out the old label. I'm sure the collectors out there can appreciate that one. This bottle's been with me for about 10, 15 years. Used to drink Schlitz malt liquor down at my buddy's crib down in Cutler Ridge. Used to hang out down there. Used to be like a little drive-through farm store Gandhi spot there where they used to sell to anybody. So you used to get quarts all the time and cheap ass packs of DTC cigarettes, right? And it was Bull, it was Schlitz, it was Silver Thunder, it was Magnum, They didn't sell St. Ives, but there was a gas station in the neighborhood that did sell St. Ives. And this is before Special Brew came out. This is straight up St. Ives, right? And then it started disappearing. We couldn't find it in the neighborhood anymore. Then we found out there was a gas station, like 2 miles down the road that had St. Ives. And then it dried up there. And then I haven't seen a quart of St. Ives since like 1998, 1999. For some reason, St. Ives disappeared. And for all this time, for all these years, I thought that just some of these manufacturers, some of these brewers stopped making their product in 32-ounce bottles. The rest of the country, for the most part, has them in 40s. Why make quarts and 40s? Just make 40s and fuck the quarts. That's why when I saw Crisco's video where he had a 32 of Magnum, I said, holy shit, they still make it? My assumption was that all these brewers stopped making these products in 32 ounces. But no, apparently for some reason they've just been pulled from distribution in Florida. And it makes no goddamn sense. Now, in case anybody's wondering, we do get swill juice. We have a full line of 4 Loko juice and tilt, and Colt 45 Blast, although Colt 45 Blast has been becoming harder to find lately. We get Dog Bite High Gravity Lager, although I only found that in one place, haven't seen it around in quite some time. We used to get Earthquake, that was widely available. I haven't seen a can of Earthquake in quite some time. Maybe they stopped distributing it after they lowered the ABV on it, I don't know. But when it comes to swill, that's it, man. All that shit from Lacrosse, all that stack and camo, none of that shit is here. And you know, like I said, Country Club and Private Stock and Ballantine and Colt 45 Double Malt and Schlitz Red Bull, none of that shit is available down here. It's never been seen down here. Although some of the older dudes that I used to chill with, back when I was drinking Colt 45, Schlitz Malt Liquor Red Bull, Schlitz Malt Liquor Blue Bull, the old guys that I used to drink with say, hey, remember the Red Bull? And I said, no, motherfucker, I've never had it, but apparently they did remember Schlitz Red Bull was available down here for some time back in the day. But this is it. The malt liquor wasteland that is Florida. It fucking sucks. As far as 22 ounces, in case anybody's wondering, like I said, around 2001, the Deuce Deuce of Oldie showed up and we quickly disappeared. Amazingly, you can still get 22 ounces of Beck's, Heineken, Corona, Presidente, and several other beers, but 22-ounce bottles of malt liquor don't exist. When I was in Texas last year, I had a 22-ounce of Ice House. Never seen a 22-ounce of Ice House in my life down here. You know, Natty Ice, none of that stuff comes in 22s down here. So, I don't know. I guess I get tired of so many people asking me the question, what's up with Florida? Why are there no 40s? You know, can you get this? Can you get that? People want to do malt liquor trades, and I have nothing to fucking offer, guys. This is it. And I love Florida. I love it down here. The rest of the fucking country's too goddamn cold. And I love the fact that I can go days without having to speak English. It's a beautiful thing. But when it comes to swill, hell, even when it comes to craft beer, you know, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't get distribution down here. And some of the stuff that does is kind of expensive. I touched on that in a Friday bullshit video not too long ago, talking about Stone Brewery from San Diego. Their beers down here have shot up in price over the last year and change. You know, I wonder how much of that has to do with, you know, just distribution channels and, you know, price of fuel and that kind of shit. Who knows? But that's it. I'm done. I think I pretty much explained everything that had to be explained. If you want to do a trade with Hoggie for some malt liquor, pick one of these 4 and I'll send it to you. Because that's really all we got going on. That's it. I'm done. If anybody has any questions, suggestions, or any information as to why shit sucks as bad as it sucks down here, let me know. And if anybody wants to offer some 40s, I'm always willing. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned some. And I'll catch you next time, fuckers. Peace.